Okay, folks. My name is Deming Sennett. I'm a lease purchase operator for CRST Flatbed. This is the third in a series of videos to hopefully help you to succeed or do better here. My truck number is 506142. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. If you want to watch this series as it progresses, please hit the subscribe button. If you need to get in touch with me, please feel free to call CRST, give them my truck number, tell them you saw this YouTube video, and they will contact me with your contact information. Then I'll give you a call back and see what I can do to help you run a little bit more efficiently here and hopefully be more profitable. Again, this channel is strictly about education. It's not, there's never going to be any monetary anything on this. I know people on YouTube tend to try and make money and stuff. That's not the case on this. This is just to try and help you succeed here at the CRST lease purchase program. Now, the topics we're going to be covering on this video right here are going to be how to get your loads and agents versus brokers. With that said, this right here is what separates this lease purchase program from so many others out there. So many of them out there, and I'm not bashing them, but a lot of lease purchase programs out there are simply glorified company drivers renting a truck until they just can't take it anymore. Those programs are set up where you'll come in and you'll lease a truck. You're paying them to use the truck. You're paying for the fuel. I'm sure you're getting some sort of discount for the fuel. If you're not, don't even consider it. You're getting a few extra perks in that pay, so they make you believe, but you're still basically a company driver because you have a fleet manager or a driver manager who's contacting you and telling you, here's your next load. And they'll tell you, yes, you can turn that load down, and hopefully they'll come up with another load for you. But either way, they are still dispatching you. Here at CRST, that's not how it works. When you get your truck and you start rolling, okay, if you go pick up your truck, an agent's probably going to contact you and say, okay, look, I know you're a new driver. I know you're picking your truck up here. I've got a load for you, and off you go. Once you get done with that first load, if you are not proactive about getting your next load, you're going to sit. You're going to sit, you're going to go broke. Here at CRST Flatbed, under the lease purchase program, or if you're an owner-operator and you've leased on to CRST Flatbed, you must get your own loads. Okay? Simple as that. That's what sets this apart from so many other lease purchase programs. For those of us that have been doing this for a while, me personally, I love it. I love being, responsible for my own destiny. If you're new to this and you're used to being dispatched, you're coming from being a company driver to doing this, you've got to be proactive because this will make or break you. You'll end up sitting a day, possibly two. You'll just lose your mind wondering why you're not running. Well, it's because you're not getting the loads. So, with that said, if you are one of the drivers that's getting 70% of the load and you've got a driver manager, look, use these people. Call them up. Tell them where you're going. They can give you the names of the agents that you should be contacting in the areas or regions that you're going to. If you are getting the 75%, or you're a owner-operator that's leased on here, you're using the CRST Flatbed load board. I believe it's maloneloadboard.crst.com. And when you went through orientation, or when you go through orientation, they're going to give you your driver ID and a way to sign into that board. You must be proactive, okay? That board's pretty self-explanatory. Personally, I always go to the radius search. That way I can punch in where I'm at or where I'm going, do a search within a certain radius of that area, and then I start looking for loads there. Okay, it's going to tell me where the load picks up, where it drops off, how far it is from where I'm at to that load. It's going to tell me what the load pays. It's going to tell me the dates that it picks up on. And all I do is I hit the specific load that I'm looking at. It gives me the agent's information. I give them a quick phone call, and immediately you've got to ask, is that load still available? Because just because it's on the board does not mean that it's not. It could have been dispatched out, 10 minutes ago, and the agent didn't get a chance to remove it. Okay? So once you have your driver ID and you can get on there, you can punch in, type in the city that you're in, and then you get the next line down. It'll let you choose the radius that you want to look in. I usually use 150 miles. I've been doing this for a while. I also ran heavy haul and oversized, so for me to deadhead is not a big deal. I know some people are real picky about that, but initially I always try and look within 150 miles of where I'm dropping off, and then I just hit search and off it goes. And it will list everything within the 150 miles of where I'm dropping off. I simply take a look at those, see what's paying what, the dates that they're picking up on, and then I select whatever load I'm looking at, and it should give me more information. Now, if you're part of CRST corporate, you're going to get really upset with this part. But if you're actually out here keeping the wheels on the ground, keeping them moving and moving freight, you need to know this. A lot of the agents, and I'm sorry to say this, are lazy. Okay? And I've talked to corporate about it. I've had people get in touch with me about it because I did mention it on Workhound. It helps if they put the appropriate information in there. In other words, what's the load weigh? If you can tell me what the commodity is, I can tell you, do I have the proper securement equipment, or do I need to stop and get some more securement equipment? I can buy stuff out here on the road if I need to. A lot of the agents are not putting that information on there. Now, CRST has responded to my question about this, and they have tried telling me, well, the agents don't always know what the loads weigh. Well, here's the problem with that, folks. I own a brokering company. So, when I get a load from a customer, that customer knows how much that load weighs and the cubic footage on it. In other words, how big is that load? What is the size of that load? Particularly in flatbed, they can tell you how much of the deck it is going to take up. They know the weight on it. Okay, and if they don't, they have an approximate weight. The problem is, on our load board, we're not seeing a lot of that information. So, if you happen to be a CRST agent or broker, please stop being lazy. Help us out, and we'll help you get your loads moved a little bit more efficiently, okay? That's all I'm going to say on that. So, make sure you're using the load board, and don't wait until the day that you're delivering, okay? We also get a list of agents, okay? And we get the list of agents by state, okay? You should get it in orientation. If you know you're going to Arizona, look up the Arizona agents. Start giving them a call once you pick up the load. As you're headed that way, call them ahead of time. You can get that load booked. You pick up on Monday, you're delivering Wednesday. It's very easy to have a load booked by Monday night, Tuesday afternoon, knowing that when you get there Wednesday to drop off, you're already pre-planned on the next load. Because once that agent knows that load's still available and you want it, they can put it right on your truck. They can't dispatch you on it until they close out the dispatch that you're on. But once I make my delivery and I call into the respective agent that I got the load from, and I close the load out immediately, I'm going to be dispatched on that next load, and off I go. There's no delay there. I don't have to. Me personally, I'm a little old and lazy. I'm beat up. So there are times I will intentionally not grab a load until the day I deliver because I want to sit overnight. Not all the time. And we'll go into that a little bit more in a later video, because after this video, I want to go into how to run. How to run your truck as efficient as possible. I'm going to give you some tips that I use. It doesn't mean that it's the gospel and it's the only way to run your truck. It's just how I do it to maintain profitability. And I want to touch on maintenance in that one as well. So I may break those two videos up. But talking to you about how to run, I want to explain to you what works for me. So I'm going to put my list down now, and I'm going to smoke a cigarette. So if you don't smoke, don't start. If smoking offends you, change the video. So I've explained to you about the Malone load board that we have available. And I've explained the fact that we dispatch ourselves. That's what sets us apart from so many other lease purchase programs. And look, if CRST was dispatching me, I wouldn't be doing this lease purchase program, because that's not how I want to run. If I want to be dispatched, I'll go become a company driver. Now, if I'm leasing a truck and paying for a truck and the company is dispatching me, I'm not learning much about being an owner-operator, okay? I'm really not. I'm taking one of the steps out of the equation. But this is the one that not too many people are aware of. So not only do we have the CRST load board that we can draw loads from, we can also use any of the load boards out there that are available. I personally have one that I pay for monthly. It costs me $40 a month to have it. It's $39.95, so $40 a month. And when I set that up, they have to get the approval from CRST for me to have that account and run this truck under that account. So that is, in my case, it's Internet Truck Stop. Okay? Here's the trick to that. When you get on Internet Truck Stop and you are looking for loads, you must find loads that only come from approved brokers. Now, some of our agents here, I'm going to tell you, they're assholes. Simple as that. They will not help you in this category, okay? Those that really want to succeed will help you, okay? Some agents are even nice enough to tell you, okay, I've got the updated broker list, and they'll email it to you every week, because it comes out every week or every 2 weeks. But either way, if you get one at the beginning of the month, it should be good for the month, and then try and get a new one beginning in the next month, because it's updated constantly. We gain brokers, we lose brokers. At one point, we were approved for over 80% of the brokers in the country. Not really the case now. They are continuing to grow that list. But while we do grow some, we do lose some, okay? If there's a broker that doesn't pay their bills on time and CRST's sitting on paperwork trying to get paid for a load, you've gotten paid for it, they haven't got paid for it. If that happens enough, it's frustrating, and that broker is considered a credit risk, and most people won't do business with them, okay? So we do gain brokers and we do lose brokers. If there's a broker on the list that you saw last month and it's not there this month, it's probably because they don't pay their bills. But you can use outside load boards. You just have to use approved brokers. When you look at the load board, like Internet Truck Stop, it'll tell you who the brokering firm is or what trucking company is brokering that load. And if it's an approved broker, I have a particular agent that I use, and I'm not going to tell you which one it is because that's not fair to do to the rest of the agents out there. But I contact them and I say, hey, I'm on Internet Truck Stop. I found this load. They tell me, hold on a minute. They get on Internet Truck Stop. They find it. And we make it happen. A lot of times I call the broker directly. tell them who I am, who I run for, and then I say, I will have so-and-so get in touch with you, or I will give your number to them. They will contact you. That agent takes care of the paperwork. Okay, they look at the rate con. I have a couple of notes on this, so bear with me. I'm going to call the broker, get the information about the load, see if it's still available. If it is, I'm going to get that broker and this particular agent that I use connected, usually by phone. The agent can verify the rate con. In other words, is the paperwork accurate? Here's what I was told I'm getting paid. Is the paperwork accurate? Is that correct? If it is, they will start processing the load and converting it over to a CRST load so it can come to me over the Qualcomm, okay, or the whatever new system they're putting in. But either way, they will take an outside load and convert it over to our system so I can pull that load legally. Okay? After that, I'll run the load. I'll call my agent back and let them know that I've delivered the load. We'll close out the load with CRST. Then I will even call the broker that I originally got the load from and let them know that load's complete. The agent's got the information. I closed out the load. And usually everything goes really smooth. I have had one broker out of California that real shady talking to him. Definitely won't use them again, but he was an approved broker. So be careful when you're dealing with some of these people, okay? Let's see. So I went over the CRST Malone load board that you can use. You can also use the paid load boards, and I've had people ask me, well, shit, why are you paying $40 a month for a load board instead of using CRSTs? Sometimes you're going to get a load into what's considered a dead area, okay? And our agents don't have anything in that area or that region. Well, on Internet Truck Stop, they've probably got something. It's probably not going to pay the best, but it'll get me back into a workable area. Sometimes you can even get lucky, and the rates on Internet Truck Stop are better than what I'm seeing on our load board. And it bothers me to say that, but I see that, I don't know, I'd say about 40-50% of the time I'm seeing the loads are paying better on Internet Truck Stop. But I generally check our Malone board first, okay, out of loyalty and out of kind of respect. I mean, these people are helping me pay my bills, so if I can turn around and help them out, I'm going to. I happen to know where some of the dead areas are, and again, I don't wait till I get there. When I stop for the night, I'll start looking at Internet Truck Stop, knowing that I'm going to be in such and such a place a day and a half from now, and I'll start looking for loads over there the night I pick up. Next morning, I'll start making those calls and letting them know. Or I can actually send them an email and letting them know I'm interested in that load, and they may call me first thing in the morning. So, 3 key points. Number 1, under this lease purchase program, you are definitely not a glorified company driver. You are dispatching yourself. Now, if you have a DM, use the DM. Make them earn that 5%, okay? You're getting paid 70% instead of 75%, and that's because they're supposed to be helping you. Put their feet to the fire, okay? Call them. Bug the crap out of them. Until you learn this system, just get them on the phone and say, hey, I picked up here and you see where I'm going over here. Who do I need to call? You know, make them earn that pay. And I'm sorry if you happen to be one of those driver managers and this bothers you because you think you're overburdened with work. Tough shit. That's your job. Okay? Now, we work hard out here. We expect you to work hard in that office. So, Again, 3 key points. This lease purchase program, it's way different than a lot of others. Okay, you are going to dispatch yourself. This company is not going to dispatch you. If you are not capable of getting on a load board and finding a load, or looking at an agent's list and finding the agent in the area or the state that you're going to, and you can't pick up a phone and figure out how to get a load from them, this definitely isn't the job for you. You will be dispatching yourself. Okay? Number 2, you can use outside load boards. It does not have to be CRST's load board. But if you're going to use an outside load board, it must be with an approved broker, and you must find it one of our agents that's willing to work with you to help you put that load together. Okay? Like I said, this is a lot different than what most lease purchase drivers are all about. A lot of them are just paying for a truck, paying for fuel, paying for insurance, paying for all sorts of things just to be dispatched by the company. Pretty much a company driver renting a truck. If that's your thing and you're okay with that, by all means do it. That's not why I'm out here. I like to be, I guess, the captain of my own ship and the master of my own destiny. If I end up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, it's because I booked a load there, not because somebody made me go. If I end up in, Brooklyn, New York, or Hicksville, New York, or downtown Los Angeles, it's because I booked that load, not because somebody sitting 800, 900 miles away at a desk that's never driven a truck is sending me there. This is all on me, and it's going to be all on you. Okay, so you're responsible for where you go. Just remember, when you get into certain areas, you may have to take a bad load, or what you would consider a bad load, a low-paying load, to get to a good load. Okay? That being said, if an agent calls you and says, hey, I have this load, and it's going to Bismarck, North Dakota, here's what it pays, and you're thinking, wow, that's garbage, I don't want that. Ask them, do you have anything else to follow up that? In other words, do you have a load that I can grab out of there? If they do, make sure it's paying worthwhile. If it's not, I probably wouldn't take the load. If you're going to run me into a dead-end area like that, unless you've got a backhaul for me or something nearby, you're causing me to deadhead. And, there's always the opportunity that you can say, okay, well, I'm going to have to deadhead 300 miles. You need to throw an extra $400 on that just for fuel. They may do it. Learn to talk, learn to negotiate, learn to ask. Better to ask and, have it not work out than to just take a bad load because you didn't know to ask the right questions. So, the last part of this that I'm going to go over is our agents versus brokers. And we do have some brokers on the list that CRST gives us. Okay? But this also applies to using outside brokers and internet truck stop. If you're using a broker, they're already taking a cut. Okay? And I'm not going to go into the the numbers on it. I will just simply tell you, some of you are going to laugh, it's going to be between 10%, and I've seen it go as high as 38%. That's just the broker's cut, okay? I actually ran into a broker when I put my brokering business together. I went to a seminar, and this, for lack of a better term, chucklehead was cutting the loads by over 40% just on his fees. Okay, there's no need for that, by the way. So if you have a broker that's, it's a numbers game. So understand that brokers are going to take their cut out of it. If there's an agent involved, we do have brokers here at CRST that have agents working for them. So the broker's going to get their cut, and then the agent has to get their cut as well. So it's going to cut it even more. The good news is, I'm going to be honest with you, you generally won't know the rate cons that our agents and brokers are getting in the CRST system. And some people would say that's a bad thing. I'm going to tell you it's a good thing. It'll keep you from getting your feelings hurt. Just make sure that you're getting paid what you're worth, okay? And I'm not going to put a dollar amount to that. You need to figure out what it costs you to run your truck per mile, and you need to figure out a decent rate that you're willing to accept. A lot of times when you look at the load board, it's going to have a set line haul and a set fuel surcharge and any additionals or extras. Most people would tell you that that's not going to be negotiable. I don't know how true that is. I've negotiated a couple, and you can too. Just ask the right questions, okay? So know that if you're dealing with an agent, that rate has already been cut twice, okay? Once for the broker, once for the agent. If by chance you happen to take a load, I just took a load that by mistake, I think the shipper gave me copies of the full rate con. Okay, I know what the load paid to the agent I got it from, or to the broker I got it from. I also know what I made. Does it offend me? No, because I agreed to that load at the rate that I agreed to. The fact that I stumbled across a rate con sheet, that's not the broker's fault, okay? It was at a rate that I was willing to take it for, and that's on me. That's not on the broker. They've got to make money too. They've got a job just like you do. I do believe they need to be reasonable about it. I have certain numbers that I use in my brokering firm that I'm real firm about, just because I am a driver and I don't ever want to see a driver get taken advantage of too much. It's we're out here to make a living, and I know what it's like to be out here day in and day out every night, in the weather and the traffic, with the roads, the condition that they're in. They're not making it any easier for us out here. So hopefully that helps you out. I don't want to go too much longer with this one. It's there's not much to it. When you come through orientation, they're going to give you your driver ID. That's going to give you access to the Malone load board or the flatbed load board. That load board's pretty self-explanatory. You can punch in where you're currently at or where you're going to be dropping off, and find out what loads are available in the area. So it's pretty self-explanatory. But you can also use outside load boards, okay? You just have to make sure that you're using approved brokers from those load boards. Some agents will help you get those set up, others will not. If they're not willing to help you get those loads set up, I'm not real quick to pull loads for those folks, okay? I pull loads when you call me and you need a hand getting a load moved. I think you can help me out when I find loads that I want to take. One hand washes the other. And if they're just not willing to help you get them set up, call another agent. And if that doesn't work, again, get in touch with CRST, give them my truck number, tell them, why you want to talk to me, and then give them your phone number, have them get in touch with me, and I'll give you a call, and I'll help you get set up with an agent that will help you get set up, okay? They're good people, and yeah, they make money off of it too, okay? Because you've got the brokering fee from the internet truck stop, but then this agent makes a certain percentage off of it too. It's not going to hurt you. You're not going to even see it, really. So there you go. There's the big difference between the lease purchase here and the lease purchase in other places. I mean, number one, you can pay your truck off here. $5,000 buyout at the end. Maintenance program, I've heard people complain about it. No, stick to your guns, get the work done. Next video I want to go over how to run effectively. What's going to be, what's been profitable for me, what works for me. Okay, I have a certain system that I use. I do take time off. I'm sitting here for a 34-hour right now in Port Allen, Louisiana. I've got a load on my truck that delivers Monday, and I'm getting that 34-hour in under a load. And I'm already set up on a load to pick up Monday night, Tuesday morning, once I kick this one off. So yeah, stay ahead of yourself with these loads. Be active. If you've got a driver manager, call that driver manager. Get the information you need. Who do I need to call? They'll give you the names, and hopefully they're giving you the phone numbers, and you can start calling ahead and getting loads booked before you even get there. Just make sure, if you say you're going to pick it up, be there to pick it up. Do not be late, okay? That's bad business. And you are running your own business out here once you do this lease purchase, okay? You are your own independent company out here. CRST is going to help you every way that they can. They're putting everything in your favor. And I hear people telling me all the time, no, I'm getting robbed, they're stealing money from me. No, if I promise you, if I was sitting down with you and we went over those numbers, I could probably show you where you missed a step. Payroll's pretty good around here, okay? This time of year, I'm going to give you a heads up. It's December, folks. Freight's kind of dropping off. We've got a economy problem here in the United States right now, okay? One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is starting next month, a lot of companies are starting to do their inventory. So there's going to be a shortage of freight for, the end of this month, beginning of next month, middle of next month. Freight may drop off a little bit. It's temporary. This is the trucking industry, okay? It's a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. Make the money when it's available, and just put that money back so you can afford to keep running when the freight's not there. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go eat dinner. If you happen to see me out here at the truck stop, my truck number's 506142. Please hit me up. I'll grab a cup of coffee or dinner with you. Got no problems talking to you out here. I've already run into 2 CRST drivers that if I see them again, or how do I put this politely? No, I don't. If their heads were on fire, I wouldn't piss on them to put them out. Okay? Look, you see another CRST flatbed driver, or hell, just another flatbed driver. Let's get back to the way things used to be. Help them out. See if they need a hand. If they're loading or unloading, see if they need a hand. Help them out. We all used to work together. That went away. Let's start working together again. Keep each other safe. Keep each other healthy. You keep yourself healthy. You keep yourself safe. And remember, folks, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay, a lot of people get upset because my truck only goes so fast. So what? It's about safety, folks. Keep it safe. That's really all I got to say. And if you stick around, we'll see you in the next video. I'm going to go over, some of the running habits that I have, and some running habits that I've talked to other drivers about that help us maintain profitability. So if you like it, hit the like, hit the share. If you want to leave a comment or ask a question, by all means, ask. Just make sure they're good questions. I'm not going to split hairs and argue with people on this thing. This is strictly meant to be educational. It's damn sure not meant to be a recruiting video. So if you want to come over to CRST, come on over. Then hit me up and I'll help you as best I can. My phone's on 24/7. I'll talk to you at 2 in the morning. I don't care. So until the next video, God bless. Stay safe. If you have questions, make some phone calls. Ask questions. Get some answers to any questions that you're having. If you're struggling, reach out for help. If you need to, you've got my truck number, 506-142. Get a hold of CRST and have them get us in touch together. And if you're struggling, I'll help you out as best I can. So, till the next video, take care, be safe, God bless.